Are you someone who dreams big but often finds yourself stuck in a loop of procrastination? You've got this burning ambition inside you, a vision of success, of making something incredible happen, but the thought of putting in all that work just feels overwhelming. Maybe you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and, well, it doesn't. If this sounds like you, don't worry, you're not broken. Less than 7 minutes is all I need to explain it all. First, let's break down the core issue. The problem isn't laziness, it's a clash between your aspirations and your current habits. Think about it. Your brain craves efficiency. It doesn't want to spend hours grinding on something that feels huge and undefined. So, when you set a massive goal without a clear plan, your brain freezes up. That's where the disconnect happens, and that's why you end up binging Netflix instead of working on your dreams. But here's the exciting part. This tendency to avoid unnecessary effort can actually be flipped into a tool for productivity. Here's how you do it. Start by embracing the concept of minimum effective action. What's the absolute smallest step you can take that moves you closer to your goal? If you want to write a book, don't set a goal to finish a chapter today. Set a goal to write one sentence. That's it. If you want to get in shape, don't commit to a 90-minute workout. Commit to doing 5 push-ups. It sounds almost too simple, right? But here's the magic. Once you start, momentum takes over. That single sentence often turns into a paragraph. Those 5 push-ups might turn into a mini workout. The hardest part is always starting. And by making the start ridiculously easy, you outsmart your brain's resistance. Next, let's talk about leverage. As someone who's ambitious, you probably have a ton of ideas and a vision of the life you want. But not all tasks are created equal. Focus on the ones that give you the biggest return on investment for your time. This is known as the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. If you're building a business, for example, spend your energy on tasks that directly impact revenue or growth. If you're studying, focus on the high-impact material instead of trying to learn every little detail. Lazy people are masters of finding shortcuts, and that's not a bad thing. It's a sign of efficiency. Use it to your advantage by identifying the tasks that truly matter and cutting out the rest. Now, let's address one of the biggest hurdles, motivation. People think motivation is this magical force that just appears and gets you moving, but the truth is, motivation is often the result of action, not the cause. Waiting to feel motivated is like waiting for rain in a drought. It's not reliable. Instead, focus on creating systems that make action inevitable. For example, if you want to exercise more, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to read more, leave a book on your pillow so it's the last thing you see before bed. Small environmental changes can nudge you into action without relying on willpower. Another powerful mindset shift is to redefine what success looks like. Ambitious people often set unrealistically high standards for themselves, and when they can't meet them, they get discouraged and quit. Instead, focus on consistency over perfection. If your goal is to learn a new skill, aim to practice for just 5 minutes a day, every day. It's much better to show up consistently at 50% effort than to give 100% once and never try again. Over time, those small, consistent actions compound into massive results. Here's something else you need to know. Your laziness is often a sign that you're out of alignment with your natural strengths and interests. Think about the times when you were so absorbed in an activity that time seemed to disappear. That's a clue to where your true passions lie. When you're working on something you genuinely care about, it doesn't feel like work. It feels exciting. So ask yourself, are you chasing a goal because it's something you truly want, or because you think you should want it? If it's not aligned with your values, it's no wonder you're procrastinating. The key is to identify what really excites you and build your goals around that. Let's also talk about the fear of failure, because this is a sneaky culprit behind procrastination. Laziness often masks deeper fears. What if I try and fail? What if I'm not good enough? The truth is, failing is part of the process. Nobody gets it right the first time. Instead of avoiding failure, learn to see it as feedback. Each mistake you make is teaching you something valuable, something that'll bring you closer to success. Once you stop fearing failure, you'll find it so much easier to take action. Lastly, let's address one of the most overlooked aspects of productivity: rest. Yes, rest. The problem with being ambitious and lazy is that you're constantly battling between wanting to do everything and wanting to do nothing. The solution is to embrace intentional rest. Schedule downtime into your day guilt-free. When you know you have dedicated time to relax, you'll feel less tempted to procrastinate during your productive hours. It's about finding balance and giving yourself permission to recharge.